So hi, I'm up here at Ickonic Studios with Gareth Icke, and I just want to say, who are you, Gareth Icke, and why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Why are we doing anything? No, I have a weekly show called Gareth Icke Tonight where we talk to lots of different people about lots of different things. A lot of people that don't generally get out into the mainstream, which I think is the purpose of the show, and therefore I guess my purpose in a way, to try and give people a voice, that don't normally have one. Particularly around the COVID time where there's been a lot of censorship anyway, but around the COVID time where the censorship went next level, to be able to get people on and talk about vaccine injuries and things like that, for instance, that the mainstream weren't touching because it was a dirty little thing that we don't want to talk about.
Are you finding that still the main sort of subject at the moment?
It's not the main subject, but it's regular. I mean, if we so desired, you could have multiple vaccine injured people or bereaved people on the show every single week. I mean, it's the numbers, the rarity is a fib. But there's lots of other things going on.
So what's across the board? What sort of subjects do you cover on
anything and
show?
everything? We don't have, nothing's off limits, honestly.
Okay.
So some of it will be some spiritual conversation about how we can connect to our higher self, and then the next one, he's talking about the Ukraine war and NATO and whatever. So it's a bit of everything really.
Okay.
I'm interested in loads of different things. So it's basically a case of I'm not necessarily presenting a show as much as I'm just trying to learn, and then the viewers kind of get to come along for the ride. And I try as best I can to ask the questions that I think the viewer will want to know, because I want to know.
So this is really essence of you, Gareth, isn't it? This show is essence of you and your interest and your energy. But what made you do all this? Why not just look it all up yourself and live privately?
I kind of think it's important to give people a voice, especially when you have less to lose. So I found very early on in the COVID stuff, particularly, I work for myself. I'm a member of the Icke family, so do you know what I mean? I'd lost the normies a long time ago anyway. And so, I was never going to have a career within the mainstream. Not that I'd want one, but I certainly didn't have anything to protect, essentially, because, like I say, who's going to fire me? I work for myself, and my surname is an offensive four-letter word to a lot of people. So I'm already at that point where I've got the freedom. And so when I was speaking out about COVID and about other things as well, about Israel and Gaza and whatever, I would be getting a lot of messages from people that I either knew, used to work with, or whatever, saying, "Oh mate, I'm with you, but I can't say what you're saying because I'd lose my job, or
you had the freedom,
or my mother-in-law would do X, Y, and Z, or whatever,
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, well, in that case, I kind of feel like there's maybe a bit of a duty then, actually, because if I've got the freedom to say it and I don't, then that's not a great look, really. So therefore, I'll put myself out there a bit more, and if I take some flack, that's fine. I've been through it all before.
How long have you been running it now, this particular show?
Well, it's 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years.
And where are you going with it? What's the future for you?
It's a good question. I don't know. At the moment, I've got young kids, so I'm in only 1 day a week, and then there's other podcasts like the What If podcast, which is a comedy podcast, but it's looking at current events and laughing at them, because basically bullies don't like being laughed at, I find, so therefore laugh harder at them. And they're things that I'll do from home, So I'm only really in here 1 day a week, but once the kids are a bit older, then I'd like to do more and make more content and more documentaries and more films and stuff.
Okay, well, I put the links to the things you mentioned underneath this, and so what would you say to somebody watching this? What would you say about people watching your show? Would you like to say a message? Would you like to say something to people
Well, thanks for watching for a start. That's one. And I hope you like what we're trying to do. But we're always open to suggestions as well, So there's a lot of times we'll put calls out for guests, and if people say, look, you should be talking to so and so, or have you, we had a guy on the other week, a guy called Gary Waterman, who's an ex-police officer. That came as a result of someone messaging and just saying, do you want to talk to this guy? Of course I do. Talk to everyone. But then on the other hand, we had Tommy Robinson on the show for an interview, and I got a hell of a lot of stick for that. And I was like, look, Tommy Robinson is someone that I've argued with for years on social media, but if we believe in freedom of speech, it's got to be for everyone. I don't, you know, and so I think if we at the channel go, well, I'm not talking to them, well, then we're no different from the mainstream in that sense, because that's all they do, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Gareth, thank you so much, and this goes out to so many people, your show, and I'm sure it's informing so many, and if people do want to get in touch, I'll put the link to get in contact with you.
Please do, yeah. I hope it is informing, and even if it's just helping people think, you know what I mean? Even if they watch something and they think, do you know what, that doesn't resonate with me, that person's full of nonsense or whatever, at least you're then looking at different things, and then you make up your own mind, don't you?
Yeah, and you do, as you say, a wide range of topics and subjects.
Yeah.
And I love how it's kind of inspired by you and your kind of journey of knowledge. I love that, because there's something organic there, isn't it? And you say you're a spiritual guy, and I mean, I'm a spiritual person too. I think that's lovely, because that's guided, it's led, isn't it? Of what subjects you take on board and explore.
I don't tend to think about things too much, which people will laugh at the idea of me not thinking. Probably agree with that, but I do use my intuition a lot. You know, you go with certain things, and Rachel, who produces the show, is very, very good, and she'll message me saying, "What about this person?" And there is very much I don't think I've ever said no, actually. It's very much kind of, yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with it, and it will go where it goes, and I kind of live very much like that.
And it has. It's been very successful, and a lot of energy. You can feel the energy in the flow. It's here, you know. And
definitely. I think people know the truth when they hear it, though. I think it just resonates differently.
Yeah.
And I've said that a few times to people. You know, if you ever go on a night out and you go to the pub, and maybe one of your friends comes along, but they bring someone you don't know, and they might sit there and they might just talk for an hour or whatever, and when they leave, you can go, he was full of crap, that guy, wasn't he? Jeez. but you don't know him. He might not be full of crap, but
you feel it.
I know when I've been lied to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously
Spidey senses.
Yeah, a little bit, and obviously then on the other side of that, you kind of, you know, when you hear something, it can sound right out there sometimes, and you go, well, that kind of feels right, actually. I think there might be something to that, you know. I think people kind of inherently know when they're being lied to and when they're not.
Definitely. Okay, so thank you so much, Gareth. It's been lovely to hear a little bit about your life and why you're doing what you're doing. And if people do want to get in touch, then I'll put the links below. And carry on. It's just amazing. All sorts of different people, and very interesting.
Yeah, it's we live in crazy times.
Living crazy times. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thanks.